everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you what I made for my 17th birthday party. And I'm starting off with a pistachio cake. I made myself a pistachio cake because this is the only time I'll get to try new flavors. I love making new flavors of something like cake. I like making weird flavors, but nobody ever wants that. They always want something like chocolate or vanilla. You're basic people. So I'm making a pistachio cake for myself, and everybody loved it, and someone asked me to make it for their mom's birthday. You see that? This is why you should try new things. It's basically just a vanilla cake with pistachios in it. That's it. And then you put it in the oven. Now I'm making the buttercream. I whipped it for an hour. Like, you see how creamy that is? Then I added vanilla and fisted the cream cheese in. Now I'm adding powdered sugar. I believe this was 6 cups of powdered sugar. I added it cup at a time. Then I added 3 or 4 tablespoons of half and half. And my dad came over to compliment my skills.
How fluffy that is. I could eat a whole bowl of that.
I am amazing. Anyways, fun fact. Me and my dad share the same birthday. Like, we were born on the same day, 30 years apart. Isn't that amazing, guys? Anyways, I tried to use this scooper to scoop on the buttercream onto the cake, and it just wasn't working. But nevertheless, I thugged it out, and I followed the recipe to a T. And the buttercream was just so goopy. But it tasted really good, and I thickened it up later for decorating. But this is just the crumb coat, so I didn't worry too much about that because I was going to stick it in the freezer anyway. And now I'm preparing some chopped pistachios, just roughly chopped them, and I thickened up the buttercream here. This was the first coat. No, this was just I don't even know what to call it. The final side coat. I look like I'm spackling a wall. My vocabulary isn't really big, but here's what it looks like, and I put the chopped pistachios all around, and now I'm just making the white chocolate ganache that I'm going to put on top. And I think that was milk. Yeah, I think that was milk. And you're supposed to just let it lightly boil, but I did not do that. I took it off the heat and I fixed it, but I let it boil for too long. But once it's like slightly warm, okay, warm enough to melt chocolate, you put it over the chocolate, let it sit for a few minutes, then stir it up until like it's smooth, or whisk it, either one. If you are skilled enough to not spill it out of the bowl with a spatula, you are so welcome to do that. And then I added some butter and a little bit of vanilla extract. And I did add some powdered sugar to thicken it up because it was very runny. Like, I let it sit in the fridge for a long time and it just didn't thicken at all. So I added some powdered sugar and made it like a little bit thicker, more like a icing. This part was really difficult because I had to stop it from falling off the sides. And it didn't look as pretty as I wanted it to, but it was a lot thinner than I was expecting it to be. So, there's that. But it still turned out really good. I like the way this turned out. Now I'm starting on the French macaron. I'm sorry. But you'll need 3/4 cup of almond flour. Sift that in a bowl. 1 cup of powdered sugar. Sift that into a bowl. And the goopy thing you saw me pour into that bowl earlier was 2 large egg whites. And then you beat the egg whites and make like a meringue. It's like stiff peaks, kind of like that. Yeah, like that. And then you pour the dry ingredients and you fold it. You don't beat it, you fold it. And then you pick up your camera because it fell into the batter. Now I'm piping it on. I made these too big by accident because the hole in the piping bag was way too big. So they didn't bake nicely like I wanted to, but I fixed that with buttercream. Yeah. You're supposed to let them dry. Also, I added the extra pistachio stuff that I had, and I put it into the green buttercream, and then I made some cream cheese buttercream and I used the white chocolate ganache and put cream cheese frosting in there, and they were really, really pretty. And then I used extra ganache and put it on top because I'm not trying to waste everything that I used. So it's basically just a pistachio themed birthday party because I'm Italian and I like pistachios. And now I'm making, what am I making? Oh, I'm making the copycat cosmic brownie crumble cookies. Try saying that 10 times fast. You can't. I don't remember the recipe for this because I haven't made this 1,000 times like I have the French macaron. I just want to let you know that I ate the mic cover while I was saying that. So to give you a visual, that's what I did. I had to go somewhere, so I couldn't bake them that moment, so I put them in the fridge. And then I put some dark chocolate ganache on top and then some M&Ms instead of sprinkles. But overall, these desserts were great and they tasted amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Bye-bye!